What's up, everybody? Frank Valkyria, welcome to the channel. Let's do this. Let's go over to the news. You suggested me this video to watch it. Here we go. Let's go together. Let's find out. What does the president...
I have really good news.
Good news.
Today our nation has achieved a medical miracle. We have delivered a safe and effective vaccine in just 9 months. This is one of the greatest scientific accomplishments in history. It will save millions of lives and soon end the pandemic once and for all. I am thrilled to report that the FDA has authorized the Pfizer vaccine. We have given Pfizer and other companies a great deal of money, hoping this would be the outcome, and it was. On behalf of the American people, I'd like to thank all of the brilliant scientists, technicians, doctors, and workers who made this all possible. Pfizer and Moderna have announced their vaccine is approximately 95% effective, far exceeding expectations.
Wow.
These vaccines are also very safe. American citizens participated in clinical trials that were far larger than normal and had no serious side effects. The dedicated and independent experts at the FDA meticulously studied the results of the trials, and it has now passed the gold standard of safety.
Wow.
Through Operation Warp Speed, my administration provided a total of $14 billion to accelerate vaccine development and to manufacture all of the top candidates in advance. This included a nearly $2 billion investment in Pfizer to produce 100 million doses of their vaccine, with an option to produce 500 million additional doses. And I'm proud to say that we have made sure that this vaccine will be free for all Americans. Through our partnership with FedEx and UPS, we have already begun shipping the vaccine to every state and zip code in the country. The first vaccine will be administered in less than 24 hours. The governors decide where the vaccines will go in their state and who will get them first. We want our senior citizens, healthcare workers, and first responders to be first in line. This will quickly and dramatically reduce deaths and hospitalizations. When the China virus invaded our shores, I promised that we would produce a vaccine in record time before the end.
It was going so well. It was going so well. It was going so well. He had to ruin it with the China virus. Oh my God, this guy, unbelievable.
End of the year. They said it couldn't be done, but with today's announcement, we have now achieved that goal. The United States is the first nation in the world to produce a verifiably safe and effective vaccine. Today's achievement is a reminder of America's unlimited potential when we have the will and the courage to pursue ambitious goals. As I've said from the beginning, a vaccine will vanquish the virus and return life back to normal.
Let's hope so.
The pandemic may have begun in China, but we are ending it right here in America.
Wow.
Operation Warp Speed is the greatest medical manufacturing endeavor in American history. We are deeply grateful to every person who has worked round the clock on this monumental national project to save lives. Thank you all for your tremendous gifts to humanity. God bless you, God bless the United States of America, and God bless the world.
Wow. Where do we start? I just had to pause for a moment the video because I had to collect my thoughts and just react to this. This is the most presidential I heard Trump talk, apart from the China virus bit. Of course, he has to maintain his line, and whatever. Fan of the nationalist, extremist, whatever, I don't know. But for me right now, this is not a matter of the president, But again, it's not about Trump. I love the message. This is the most positive message you could get out of this man right now. Like the words you wanted to hear. Like even if you're not an American citizen, the fact that this is officially out. It's also for free in the US. That obviously it's notorious for having like a bad healthcare system that only the wealthier can afford. So the fact that it's free, we're just waiting for the impact, for the positive impact. And this is truly the best words you could hear out of the mouth of this guy. Amazing. I really look forward to see the benefit of this also throughout the world. I think in the UK, the Pfizer vaccine was actually approved before the US, so they already started to give last week or something, some elderly people. This is just great. I think humanity is just tired. People are tired. We have been through this for 9 months, and it's been a long time since we have had any sense of normality. It's been a long time. So that finally humans, those doctors, researchers, thanks to all the effort of the party involved, focusing on one objective, they've managed so quickly to produce these results to fight this freaking infection. It's amazing. And it also shows, perhaps, when people truly work on a common objective, how quickly we can overcome difficulties. It's beautiful. It's really an hopeful message. It's beautiful. Now, of course, those are also politician words, but I have the feeling that we also, passed the peak. I also have a feeling that we're going towards more positive times. This thing, it's been brutal. It's been brutal psychologically. It's been brutal psychologically for so many human beings. I've had close people which their relatives passed away because of this. It's tragic. It's absolutely tragic. I had good friends which luckily went through it, and they didn't have much symptoms. They were all right, A childhood friend, like a really, we've been friends since we were 3, He caught it, and luckily, he didn't have almost no symptoms. So I was really happy. He was really happy too, because he had a history of asthma, but for some reason didn't seem to affect him anyway. This is truly a reminder of, this has been also caused by us, by our modern society, by our way of demanding, by our way of consuming. So after this, after we start to go back to normal, we start to be able to work again. So many people, apart from the danger of losing, of getting sick or potentially also dying, there was also this other danger of people like facing bankruptcy. Even my business has been affected all those months. I've been walking on the edge of a knife for months and months, and I'm already luckier than a lot of other people other businesses which they had to close. But still, this thing has to change, we have been teetering and walking on a fine line, trying to keep going, resisting this crisis, also economical crisis. So this vaccine is super incredibly welcome also for people to try to get back, try to rebuild some prosperity, because there's also very little help that you will get otherwise, So this is so incredibly welcome. But after that, we also have to think of, we have been firsthand the reason why this was created, of our way of consuming. So we maybe also, us common folks, we have to rethink a little bit in parts where we can manage our lives so that I can have a positive effect on the environment instead of a negative one. Because as I'm not a scientist, I'm an artist, and I'm just like the next guy, but still I am aware that if we keep behaving in the same way that has produced this infection, sooner or later we will create the next. And honestly, as a human being, somebody that observes, I don't want to see myself or my family or my friends or the loved ones having to go through this again, or worse. Sometimes I think about I think about, we're also lucky, if you can call 1 million plus people dying being lucky, but sometimes you feel that we were lucky that this was not like Ebola. You know what I mean? Can you imagine something being so infectious and having that kind of outcome? That it's so deadly? could have been freaking devastating. And our behavior could produce potentially something like that in the future. So from this, perhaps once we overcome this completely, we go back to normal, we go back to listen, like to our favorite band. We're standing next to each other, smelling each other's sweat and synthetic shirt. It's totally fine. It's great. I can't wait for that. I can't wait to be in between people. I can't wait to hug my best friends. I can't wait to hug the people that I love in safety, But we also have to think and take our responsibilities to tweak here and there. I don't think we have to be so extreme, I've been vegetarian most of my adult life, almost for 20 years. And of course, I don't want to preach anything here, but if just eating a little bit less meat could help, for instance, you don't have to be absolutely radical, but if you eat like one time a week less, or 2 days less a week, if that could help, then let's do it. If our choices in what we buy, where we buy it, how we consume clothes or whatever, or driving or taking a plane could affect the planet in a positive manner, then let's do it. Let's be a little bit more conscious that all of us together, the billions of us, could have in small act multiplied for billions, it can have such a huge impact. The same way, like if we're careless, we ended up being 9 months in these circumstances where a lot of people not only lost their lives, a lot of other people lost their jobs, lost everything they had, and there is still more which they potentially can lose. And I see the stress that I went through myself as a human being trying to stay afloat all those months with so much uncertainty, what it does to your psychology, to your mind. So once we go back to normal, also to go like, okay, if we can do something to put the planet in a state of healing, it's going to be better for everyone, and be more conscious for the future that we are just not alone, and nature can also get pissed off at us and go like, you know what, you just don't listen. You just don't listen. The next time I'm going to send something worse. We just don't want to do that. We just don't want to do it because we're just basically destroying ourselves because of our own greed. So I think the takeaway out of these 9 months is literally like, okay, I freaking love my hipster cappuccino, and I would love to have it again, in New York or a bagel, whatever. I want to fly and go there and see my family and spend some time in the East Village, having my frappuccino of $7, whatever. But at least let's also do other things which can put this freaking planet in a state of healing, so that also next generation can benefit from it instead of total disaster. So just an applause for those positive words that everybody was waiting for. And I truly look forward to the tangible, measurable, positive results out of these vaccines. So stay safe, stay healthy, stay optimistic, and let's try to enjoy this beautiful planet. See you later.